Good Wednesday morning, everyone. Welcome back to Weather with Sim again. I hope you guys are all having a great week so far, and as well as a great start to your Wednesday. And it is January 8th, 2025. And in today's forecast, we are going to be going over what we can expect for the next few weeks, including a significant winter storm that will be impacting much of the southern United States as we get into this weekend, and especially later this week, where we are going to be seeing that potential for freezing rain, sleet, and even heavy snowfall across much of the southern United States, like I said, especially the Dixie Valley region and as well as the southeast. So make sure to subscribe to the channel, as we will continue to keep you guys updated with the latest on this winter storm, and so that way you can stay prepared before and after the winter storm rolls on through. So make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up as well. This help out more than you know. And of course, leave any questions, comments, or concerns that you guys have down below. Feel free to leave anything down below, and I'll get to those right after today's weather forecast. But let's first start off by giving you guys an overview on what to expect for the next few days, including winter storm warnings that have just gotten issued for those areas anywhere from Little Rock, Arkansas, all the way back down there into the Dallas-Fort Worth area, where we could be seeing some pretty big impacts from this winter storm. So make sure you guys are already being on high alert if you live in Arkansas and as well as Texas, as we could really be seeing that potential for some big impacts as this gets ready to roll on through these next few days. We even got those winter storm watches even extending eastward into parts there of Tennessee, including the Nashville region, Pikeville, Kentucky, even down there into northern Georgia, and I think that even includes the Atlanta area, and as well as parts there of northern Alabama and Mississippi, including Rolling Fork and as well as Florence, Alabama. So make sure you guys are all being on high alert out there. And then the next thing to keep an eye on is going to be this big winter storm. Like I said, that's going to be rolling on through as we get into later this week and as well as into the weekend, where it's looking to start off by bringing heavy snowfall to parts there of Kansas, Oklahoma, and as well as northern Texas, including the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Likely to start picking up some sleet, freezing rain, and even some heavy snowfall, especially where you see those orange and as well as those pink colors. Those indicate sleet and freezing rain. So make sure you guys in the Dallas-Fort Worth area are being on high alert, as we could be seeing a little bit of sleet, freezing rain, and like I said, heavy snowfall too as well, which especially looks to be the main concern across that area. And it is looking to continue to head northeastward, even towards parts there of Little Rock, Arkansas, still continuing to bring that risk for sleet, maybe even a little bit of freezing rain, but especially heavy snowfall, as you can see. And of course, that will continue to bring heavy snowfall, sleet, and maybe even a little bit of freezing rain as it rolls on through the northern parts there of Dixie Valley and as well as the Lower Ohio Valley, where we could even start to see a little bit of wintry precipitation up there. And then the final area that we're going to have to keep an eye on is going to be the eastern part of the Ohio Valley, and as well as those areas even down there into the southeast, especially the Carolinas, where we might even start to pick up some freezing rain, sleet, and like I said, even that heavy snowfall as it gets ready to roll on through. And of course, all of that is going to continue to bring impacts into Virginia and as well as the mid-Atlantic, especially as we get into Saturday afternoon later this week. And then the next thing we're going to take a look at is going to be your freezing rain and also your snowfall totals from the National Weather Service. And that's pretty much what the National Weather Service is called, is the NDFD. It's pretty much the thing that they use to predict how much snow and how much freezing rain they can expect. And what I'm mainly trying to say is that this is the National Weather Weather Service. And as you guys can see, National Weather Service is currently forecasting anywhere from about a tenth of an inch all the way up there towards a quarter of an inch of freezing rain across parts there of Carolinas, including the Charlotte region, all the way back down there into Atlanta. Same goes with maybe even a little bit down there in Texas. Doesn't look to see the worst of the freezing rain as it rolls on through, but we could still be seeing a little bit there of freezing rain, which could possibly lead to a tenth of an inch or greater in some parts. And same goes even over here near the Shreveport area, where we may be seeing anywhere from a 1/100th of an inch up there towards a tenth of an inch of freezing rain. And then for your snowfall, totals by the National Weather Service, they are expecting there to be anywhere from about 4 to 6 inches of snowfall across central Arkansas, over there into northern Georgia and northern Alabama, parts there of Tennessee, and maybe even into parts there of the Appalachian Mountains. But I think the area that is going to have to watch the closest would be the Mid-Atlantic, and as well as the northern Dixie Valley region back over there into the Dallas-Fort Worth area, where this is really looking to bring some pretty big impacts, like I said. So you guys need to make sure you guys are being on high alert, as we are going to once again be tracking that potential for some pretty big amounts of snowfall there, anywhere from the Dallas-Fort Worth area all the way back up there into the Mid-Atlantic, where we could be seeing anywhere from 2 to 6 inches of snowfall, including the Little Rock area, Florence, Alabama, and as well as areas just to the north of Atlanta, Georgia, which could very well pick up a little bit more. And then the next thing to keep an eye on is going to be those travel impacts for the next couple of days. And as you guys can see, for your travel impacts, we are expecting moderate to major impacts across the majority of the area that is expected to get some heavy snowfall totals, including parts there of the northern Dixie Valley region, which those travel impacts could even extend as far down south as the Birmingham area, unfortunately. So we definitely will need to watch much of this area as the Dallas-Fort Worth area, Little Rock, Arkansas, back over there north of Shreveport, over there into areas just in north there of Jackson, Mississippi, especially the Rolling Fork area, and as well as those areas up there like Florence, and as well as those areas north of Atlanta, Georgia, could all see major to extreme travel impacts as we get into the next few days. And I would especially be watching as we get into Friday and as well as Saturday, where I do think this winter storm is really going to be a huge problem. So make sure you guys are getting ready by now, as things are really going to start getting dangerous out there. Now, let's also go over the Weather Prediction Center outlook, just to tell you guys what we could see as we get into the future. And this is especially going to be as we get into the middle of January, where we will be tracking hazardous cold temperatures in these blue areas that you see right there. One across Texas, another one up there across the Dakotas into Minnesota. And then we also got some other areas to also watch for, which some of these that you see, like this freezing rain, that's going to be as we get into after tomorrow. Because like I said, we aren't going to be seeing a lot of freezing rain, but I would not be surprised if we did see freezing rainfall across this area too as well, as things could definitely really start ramping up. But like I said, from what I'm seeing right now, it looks like snowfall is going to be more of that concern. So make sure to be on high alert, especially if you live in this heavy snowfall area, which does include the Dallas-Fort Worth area, by the way, and then areas well farther down to the south that will experience a little bit warmer of temperatures are likely to get more of that rainfall than that snowfall. Now, another winter storm that I want to go over, just in case you guys are wondering about when we will see our next big winter storm. Now, this is really far out, guys, so we can't really say exactly if this is going to be the case or not, but the least I can say, though, is that I do think we will see another decent sized winter storm as we get into the later part of our January, potentially bringing some heavy snowfall, freezing rain, and as well as some sleet mixed on in. So that will be something to keep an eye on there. That snowstorm, if we were to see this, would continue to head eastward, just continuing to bring heavy snowfall on the backside of that system, with that freezing rain continuing to move eastward into the mid-Atlantic, and of course that will continue to bring impacts even as it gets up there into New England, which sorry if I accidentally clicked the or went into the next page, but yeah, definitely something, like I said, to watch for as we get into the end of January, as I do think we could see another big time winter storm roll on through. Now, if we take a look at another thing to expect, this could be during the same time we track that winter storm, like what we just showed you guys, especially as we get into the later part of January, where I would not be surprised at all if we also see a huge polar vortex at some point in January. And we're obviously doing with frigid we obviously are doing with frigid temperatures as of right now across much of the United States, but as we get into later part of January, especially around the 23 time frame, that's when we could see a much bigger shot of cold air roll on through, which could definitely bring that risk for another winter storm. But like I said, all that is so far out that things could still change, and so obviously don't get too concerned about this. But as we do get closer, we will know more about it, and things could very well change completely too as well. Now, the final things we're going to look at is your total freezing rain and also your total snowfall. Starting off with your total freezing rain for the next couple of weeks, we are going to be tracking, once again, that potential for some freezing rain down here towards the deep south. And like I said, it doesn't look like we're going to see a ton, especially after looking at the National Weather Service. However, though, the GFS model does want to show a little bit more, but it doesn't sound like the National Weather Service is very confident about that much freezing rain. But we will definitely watch it closely, as some models do want to show more than others. So even though we may not be seeing the worst of freezing rain, it's still always good to be prepared for the worst. So make sure you are prepared if you live anywhere in the Dixie Valley region, up there into the Carolinas, but even parts there, the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And same goes with snowfall. Even if you're not going to be seeing the worst of snowfall, it's always good to prepare for the worst, as we could still be seeing that potential for lost snowfall even over there into southeast Oklahoma, Arkansas, Tennessee, northern Mississippi, northern Alabama, northern Georgia, and as well as even those areas into the Ohio Valley. And like I said, even though we may not be seeing the worst amount of snowfall in those areas, it's still always good to prepare for the worst, as we could still be seeing those major and as well as those extreme impacts at times. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy today's weather forecast. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, as we will continue to keep you guys updated with the latest, and so that way you guys can stay prepared for this winter storm, as it is also going to be pretty rare as it rolls on through, because we don't typically see snowfall and freezing rain that far down south. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up as well. Those help out more than you know. And of course, leave any questions, comments, or concerns that you guys have down below. Feel free to leave anything down below, and I'll get to those comments in just a second. And I hope you guys all have a great rest of your Wednesday, and we will see you in the next one. Thank you all so much for watching, and goodbye.